you can just chill, right? And sends lightning and sends them flying. It was just like, I told you so, all the way down. And they come to you with a sob story because they know how big your heart is. A worthy part. Libra, let's get this show on the road. Let's get going. The main theme for the next 6 months. What's it going to be? Oh, the sun. You deserve this. You deserve the sun. You have had a very rough year, and now it is time for you to shine, my dear. And this is really good for you. So what else is there to say? Do you want to know what to embrace and what to leave behind? Let's find that out. Embracing the King of Swords. That means no nonsense. I like this for you. Because typically I associate you with the Queen of Swords, but this is a much more masculine energy. You are not a victim. You're not a victim anymore. You're not letting anybody pull the wool over your eyes. You've definitely been subject to quite a bit of gaslighting in the past, and you're like, I'm not putting up with that anymore. Something really important to remember is to not be hard on yourself for falling for other people's bullshit in the past. We had to learn the hard way, unfortunately. Some of us take 5 years, some of us take our whole lives in order to learn not to be bullshit anymore. So don't be too hard on yourself. You did learn a lot from it, and now you are large and in charge of your life. And because you don't have to be concerned about other people trying to take things from you, trying to take advantage of you, you can just chill, right? And enjoy life. And I just love this for you because you're such a sweet, kind, gentle person. You deserve to have the best. You deserve to really be able to frolic and enjoy nature, walking along the beach. What to leave behind? Leaving behind that inferiority complex. Somehow it was put in your head that other people knew better than you, but not anymore, right? Not anymore. So you're leaving behind the times of having to fight for yourself. You don't have to do that anymore. Some challenges that might come up in the next 6 months. I'm going to pull a few cards for that and find out. An interesting couple of scenarios that came up as potential challenges in the next 6 months. First of all, we have a set of these pentacles in reverse. Depending on people to come through on their share of money, I feel like that's something that you might have to reevaluate whether or not that's worth waiting for. If you lent money to people in the past and they end up pulling out on you, are you going to let that break up your friendship? I think you can decide for yourself about that. It's mostly that you trusted people, or you are trusting people that may not be reliable. All of this can be. The future is not set in stone. Now that I put the warning out for you, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, will you loan me some money? You're like, hey, Michele told me to be careful about this. So let's write up a contract, or have some kind of collateral of if you don't know that they're going to come through. Or you could say, yes, you can have this money, and it's not a loan. Don't loan anything to anyone that you aren't willing to just lose completely. So that's the big warning. Otherwise, get collateral. Excuse me for scratching my nose. That means magic is happening. Another thing, you are in really good shape, I feel like, for the next 6 months, for the rest of 2021. But there's this thing that's happening with other people. It looks like people that are very close to you are going to be enduring some kind of really heartbreaking situation, and it bothers you because you're such a sweet, loving soul. So I feel like this in this situation, you're going to have to be the strong person for them. But this is something to remember as you're watching the people that you love having to go through some kind of heartbreak. Something that's really important to remember is that with the Tower moment, it's something that it's best for them because they were miserable before the terrible thing happened. All right. If this is, especially if this is a betrayal of one person betraying another one, and you're picking up the pieces for the person that was betrayed, like they were not happy in the situation in the first place. The main thing that bothered them is that it happened to them. They're like, it happened to me. Not really as much that, like, they know that they're better off without you. You know exactly the kind of scenario that I'm talking about. All right. So yeah, so the universe comes in. These two are like bickering at the top of the tower. The universe is like, I'm sick of hearing you guys bitching at each other. And so it's like, whoosh, sends lightning and sends them flying. It was just like, I told you so, all the way down. You big jerk. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, it had to happen. It's for the best. And these two situations might be intertwined between the person that's asking for like economic, financial help and the situation where there's some kind of emotional betrayal. They might go together. Just, make sure and cover yourself. Make sure that you have your ducks in a row. Like if you don't have money to just give away, don't lend it. That kind of situation. Soul purpose message, a whole stack. Wow, that came up again. The 3 of Pentacles came up again under soul purpose. So it is part of your soul purpose to be collaborating with people. It is part of your soul purpose to work with others. Like Libra is all about the connection with other people, the relationship. Okay. So even if things become tense, hold yourself in a place where I'm going to be okay no matter what, and don't just get rid of friends. Don't just quit a job just because there's a conflict, right? Don't end relationships just because there's a little bit of a conflict. Disclaimer, only end the relationship if there's actual abuse happening. Conflict is not the same thing as abuse, all right? Conflict is just you two are trying to learn together. Your economic abundance and prosperity, I'm seeing a big old warning. I feel like you can be okay as long as you don't let yourself get pulled into other people's nonsense. I think this is, I remember watching Susie Orman when I was a kid. Her like tell them, her like infomercials. That's it. I remember watching her infomercials and she was just like, ladies, your money is your money. Don't give it away to people. And I was thinking, God, she's a bitch. Right? When I was a kid, because I was like, well, what is the point of having money if you can't give it away, right? And I feel like that's where you're at, Libra. You're like, I want wealth so that I can help others. And that's just the feminine way of being. Because no matter how wealthy we are, we can't be happy if we're watching the people around us flounder. But look at this. Look at these cards that I got. So this is you thinking. This is you thinking, should I help them or should I not? This is people that are not doing good for themselves. These are people that are not taking care of themselves. So you really need to weigh that out. Like, are these people actually, God helps those who help themselves, and that we are all God, right? We should be mindful about wasting our energies on people that are not doing anything for themselves, and they come to you with a sob story because they know how big your heart is. So don't just, your efforts are wasted if you're just dumping money down a bottomless pit of for people that aren't going to, first of all, aren't going to use it to its greatest advantage, and second of all, aren't even going to be like really grateful for very long. If you tell them no just once, they're going to stop being your friend. They'll be totally offended and bent out of shape. If you say, I really can't, that's not being a good friend, right? So on one hand, I'm saying, don't just end relationships. You don't have to end relationships with these people. You just have to learn, this part of your soul purpose is to learn how to say, I can't, and let the fallout happen. If they're not your friend, they'll go away. If they are your friend, they'll still be close to you, even if you say, I can't. So there you are, deciding, don't spend too much of your mental energy, because that mental energy is going to slow down the progress of your own wealth and abundance. It's this thinking about whether or not you're a good person is going to slow down your passion and excitement for life. And this is the money coming in. And it needs an open channel of your positive vibration, of your positivity, of you not being distracted by this bullshit, right? So you keep your vibe open. I'm a good person. You just know it, right? And then shoo, the money just comes in. So that is there. The money is coming. Let's look at your love messages. Love. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to go general with this because I don't know whether or not you got a boyfriend, if you're married, or if you're totally single and you love being single. We're just talking about relationships in general. We'll see if something very specific comes out for you. Temperance. I don't see you in a big fizz to get hooked up into a connection right now. 6 months, right? I don't see you in a big fizz. Whatever you're in right now, I feel like that's kind of, you're just pacing yourself out in that place and being like, that's good enough for me. The place where you're at, whether that's in a connection with somebody else or like you're afraid of fighting. You're afraid of the trouble that you were in before. You're in no rush. You're healing, and that's okay. That's what the temperance is all about. It's about healing and taking good care of yourself. So yeah, all these wands here, these are the trouble wands. the 5 and 10 are the trouble wands, because it's like, I'm tired of carrying other people's burdens and I just need to take care of myself. And that's how you're going to get into that sun place of like, just like the happy child, the happy energy, the excited energy about life is just doing your own thing and being satisfied that way. And I want to know, for those Libras that want to be in a connection, what do they need to know? If you're not in a connection and you'd like to be in one, what do you need to know? Whoop. Ooh. So look at these two single ladies. Da, 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 da. I can't do it. Anyway, this is totally Beyonce. This lady is totally Beyonce to me, because she's just like doing her own thing and she doesn't even care. That's what single Libras do. That, all right. You work on your own money. Be Susie Orman. Make your own money. Take care of your own business. Don't necessarily give handouts to your friends, but be there for them, right? And just work on you. Work on securing your own economic and health foundation. You work on your own soul purpose connections. And what will come in is a worthy partner. Someone who matches this lady. We don't want someone who's going to match this lady. Right? If this was a lady, you don't want to be in connection with someone who's going to match up with that, because they're just going to give you another stick to carry. You want to be this person, and you guys are just going to party together, sitting by the beach, right? Drinking pina coladas. So that's where I'm going to leave off. You loved this reading? I love you too. But in the description box below, you'll find links to my Instagram. You'll find my email address if you want a personal reading. I've got some time slots open in the near future, and just send me an email. We'll talk about what we can do to get a personal reading to you. See you later. No.